I have some help here. I'm trying to stream over multiple platforms. This is great. Okay, and there we are. We're live. Once again, how's it going, everybody? I'm Drifter from Drifter Gaming. We're going to play Crimzon Clover, World Explosion. This is by Yatsubani Adventure Planning Service, published by Digica Games, sponsored by Digica Games. Thank you so much for sponsoring the stream. We're going to mess around. Okay, I know how to fix that. It seems kind of arbitrary. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to be playing Crimzon Clover, World Explosion. I'm Drifty from Driftwood Gaming. This is a game developed by Yatsubani Adventure Planning Service. It's still there? I'm glad that I have a sound tester, because it certainly is an annoying task to deal. This game is really cool. I mean, it's your typical shoot 'em up, shmuppy shmup. Is it going? Is it clear? Wow. Okay, I'm gonna start a new recording. Guys, forget the last 50 seconds. All right, just forget the last 50 seconds. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Drifty from Driftwood Gaming. This is Crimzon Clover, World Explosion. And it is developed by Yatsubani Adventure Planning Service, published by Digica Games, and this stream is sponsored by Digica Games. Thank you so much, Digica Games, for sponsoring this. This is a really cool shoot 'em up. It's got some like Japanese anime style into it. I don't know, I like it. It's pretty good. So we're just gonna play it, and I'm gonna probably play on easy mode. I'll be honest with you. I'm not the greatest at this game. But I like shoot 'em ups. I remember I played a game. It was called Tyrion when I was really young, and ever since that game, I've liked this style of game. So let's go ahead and take a look at the settings. There are quite a few settings. I'm putting it in a borderless window so that it looks really good. But you can stretch it and do all kinds of different things for the resolution. I really appreciate that there's so many options. It isn't a lot of languages. It starts off in Japanese with like some English translations, but you can swap through the language and you'll see that it has English. I'm going to leave things how they are because I got them set up so that I can have English to read, as I am just barely learning Japanese. And I wouldn't want to embarrass myself too bad. All right, let's go ahead and start games. There's training. There's lots of stuff you can do here, the gallery. I'm just to start a game because I just want to play. I'm going to play on novice because I am a novice at this. Original mode, and we have boost mode, which changes based on your skill. I'm going to go ahead and do boost mode. I think it's going to, I mean, I don't know. I felt like it was easier on boost mode, but maybe that's just my imagination. Type 1, Type 2, Type 3. I like Type 3 because you move around faster. So I'll probably do Type 3. Boost mode tutorial. How's it going, everybody on YouTube? Thank you so much. Akanch, Tardeja, Wrath of Wood. Thank you guys. Lock on. By holding on to the lock on button, you'll target an enemy that touches the radar. We have a windstorm going right now. Hopefully none of that is coming through the microphone. I'm gonna go ahead and press start. I mean, it's a shoot 'em up. I mean, you pretty much can figure out how to play by playing it. So that's what we're going to do. I've already played it a little bit. It's a submersible aircraft carrier. Yeah. Oh, so many beams of destructiveness. These games are notorious for having just tons on the screen at once. And it keeps your eyes entertained. Do-do-doom-do-doom. I like how fast I can move around with the Type 3. I still miss a ton, but I mean, It's fun. You don't have to be the best to play these games. You don't have to be a speedrunner or like a... I mean, how do you speedrun and shoot 'em up? Because it's a set time, right? Anyway. Has anyone ever done a speedrun of a shoot 'em up? I mean, that's kind of a broad statement, I'm sure. I'm sure the answer is yes. People speedrun every game. Even RPG Maker indie games that are put out, I see speedruns on them. I'm trying to get all the stars, and I like this type 3 because you're more likely to get all the stars if you're like going back and forth. And I guess it's easier for me to get a higher score with the type 3. The only downside is sometimes you won't do enough damage to kill everything before it goes off the screen. But like, it's the trade-off. I feel like it's worth it. Type 3 being my favorite. More stars. Oh man, I didn't even notice. All right. That's the thing. There's so many stars on the screen that you start taking a ton of damage and sometimes you won't notice. I can't look away. Like, I try to look away to read chat. How's it going, Andrew G? What's up, Octo Commander? The Jack, Hateful, Now is 337. Thank you guys for tuning in. Explosion beams, stars everywhere. Yup. I'm definitely splitting my attention. I'm trying to read some of the chat as well as not run into a bunch of bullets. I think this is an easy boss. I like this fight. There's nothing wrong with an easy boss, especially on the first stage, because then it gets you into it and you're like, wow, I can do this. Even people who suck at it like myself, you can be like, hey, you know, I can do this. Gauge up. Dun, da, 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 da. I think that putting it on boost mode is making the game easier because I suck. Let's move on to stage 2. I want to see how far I can get. Probably not far, but I'm going to play for a while. How's the volume sound to you guys on YouTube? Does it sound good? Can you hear my voice over the music? I've only recently started streaming on Steam. That's hard to say, streaming on Steam. But I've been streaming on YouTube for about 6 years, off and on. And I'd love to have you come join us on YouTube, Driftwood Gaming. You can find us on YouTube. We mostly do game development stuff. We have some exciting things planned in the future. Oh, I ran into a stream of bullets. We also play games and have fun. We like to have fun. I think if you're a game developer, you should also play games. Otherwise, you're going to fall out of touch. You're not going to know what's fun anymore. Oh, I ran into that. Damn it. I'm good, though. I'm good. We're good. More stars. I have the bomb. The bomb is ready. I think you get some invulnerability frames when you launch the bomb. We're going to try to do that. Oh, I was just about to do it. Do it. Palpatine. The Palpatine wasn't strong enough. Oh my gosh. I really missed those super lasers. All right, we're using the bomb. It's interesting how it works. You have this little bar on the right-hand side. And as it fills up, like you reach to a certain point, and then you can use the bomb. And once you use it, the gauge goes higher, or the marker goes higher on the gauge, and you have to reach a higher point to use the bomb again. I lost my bonus right before the boss. That's going to make this boss take a little bit longer. And this is a kind of a harder boss. I remember dying on here a couple times. Because you got to get like all of his... I want to use the bomb on this, on his arms. Because you got to do damage to his arms. And the claws themselves are actually invulnerable. You cannot damage them. So I'm just going to... Last time I remember I was very, very much... Amy, sorry. Oh, I still died. I was trying to focus and I still messed it up. I was aiming in the center and I was like, oh, I'm doing damage to him. Yeah, that's great and all, but if you don't kill the arms, then it doesn't really help you. Wow, I'm just getting destroyed. Yes, I would like to continue and start with a bomb. Yeah, there we go. I wonder how many bombs you can launch before it, like... Does the gauge go down? Ah, bomb! Nope, can't. There it is. Now I do, Mom. All right, cool. I think we've got everything except now we can start shooting the center. A little bit easier doing that. It's like swallow the frog. You got to do the hard part first. The big stream of bullets. Got him. Give me all the stars. Look at the stars. And I think we'll get more points. Sure, more points. 2 million. I got total bonus of 4 million. Is that a good score? I don't know. I'm not sure. Learning for fun for reals? Yeah. No, I am learning Japanese. I've been learning Japanese for over a month now. I find I'm doing all kinds of different things to work on it. I find YouTube videos are helpful, but not as helpful as Anki. I found this new software. Well, it's not really new. I found this software that's new to me called Anki, and it's like a I guess it's like a flashcard software, but it has some sort of AI in it. Oh, don't do as much damage with this ship. Type 3 doesn't hit as hard, so it takes a little while longer to kill him, but it's faster, so I can dodge better. Anki is like this software that lets you can memorize whatever you want, like with Anki, because you design what's on the front side and what's on the back side. And so it's not necessarily specifically for learning a language, but that's what I'm using it for, and a lot of people use it for that, because it's kind of like a flashcard software. And you design what's on the front side, what's on the back side. And so I have English words, and then on the front side, and then because at first I know I'm going all over the place. There's so many bullets. I'm dodging. I think I'm doing well this time around. Ah, and then I, of course, spoke too soon. I'm putting words in English, and then on the front side, and then on the back side, I'm putting them in Japanese. And I'm learning hiragana, katakana. I'm learning the kana, but I still don't know I almost know kanji, because there's like so many kanji to know, so I don't really know any kanji. Like I'm purposefully not really focusing on learning kanji right now, because I'm still like at like the little kid stage of like learning your alphabet. It's a syllabary, that hiragana and katakana, and I'm actually pretty good at hiragana, but katakana I still get them wrong every now and then. And The problem I have though, oh shit, I died. The problem I have though is I can read, and I can read what it says, but I don't know the words. So I'm at the stage where I have to develop my vocabulary. And so I'm developing my vocabulary because it's going to take a long time before I can like have a conversation. Ultimately, what I want to do with it, with learning Japanese, is have a conversation with Japanese speakers. So the people I know who I talk with like on Discord and stuff, who that was a good time bomb, I think, who don't speak English, but you know, we translate, we use like DeepL and Google Translate for our conversations. I want to be able to talk to them like not like face to face, you know, not have to rely on translating everything we say and get lost in miscommunication. And I think a lot of the problem with getting lost in the communication of it is like we have sayings in English and we have and there's sayings in Japanese that like, oh shoot, if you take them literally, it's confusing. Like I don't know, like fly by the seat of your pants, right? Like this game, you fly by the seat of your pants. If you translate that directly, it may not have the same meaning, and so you have to be aware of the sayings in the language, and so it's going to take a long time to really have a good conversation where I'm not asking people, can you slow down? Can you slow down? What was that again? Like, because that's annoying, and I don't want to inconvenience people that way. So I'm working on it with Anki, and I'm learning language. I'm learning the Japanese language vocabulary. I'm working on my vocabulary. And it is a lot of fun. Like at first it was frustrating because I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. Oh, shoot, I died again. But what happens with Anki, it has like machine learning, and it when you put in your flashcards, at first you're like missing them over and over and over, and Anki makes you grade yourself. Oh, look at this guy. He's got like some spinning spikes. I don't think I've got to this boss. I don't remember him anyway. I could have mindlessly got here, but anyway, Anki makes you grade yourself. All the stars. And so like after you see the first word and it's like, how do you say nice to meet you? Hajimemashite. And so it'll just say nice to meet you in English. And then I'll have to say it like to myself, right? I'm grading myself. So hajimemashite, nice to meet you. And then if I feel like I knew it well enough, then I can at the bottom say, okay, that was good. I did good there. But if I feel like I didn't do a good job, then I say again. I click the button I click the again button, and I do that a lot. I'm constantly hitting again. But what Anki will do is, say you have like 50 flashcards, it won't just keep cycling through all 50 of them, because that method doesn't work as well as showing you the same ones over and over and over. So Anki, once you tell it again, like you say, you're telling it, I didn't have that one memorized, or I didn't do a good job. There's also other buttons like that was hard, like I got it, but it took too long, so show it again. And it'll use a timer to show you that again in the next 60 seconds or the next 15 seconds or in the next hour or the next day or the next month. And like it uses like an algorithm to determine how long it should be before you see this flashcard again based on your own grading. So as long as you're honest with yourself with Anki, it will give you that was a good fight. I like that. The scrolling parallax, you see like 3 or 4 layers of parallax. You've got the ground, or you would see the ocean. Then you have like a cloud layer and another cloud layer. It's pretty cool. I like it. Good graphics. You got all these particle effects going on. Yeah, but ultimately, I just want to talk to people in Japanese. And it'll also come in handy so that I can watch some of the better animes that are only in Japanese. But that takes a while, and I think that's another good thing that it's another good way to learn Japanese is you don't want to learn Japanese just by watching anime, but you can supplement your learning by watching Japanese anime with the subtitles on, so you can follow what it sounds like, how they're speaking. And I mean, obviously it would be funny if you learned Japanese just watching anime. Not saying you can't do it, but you would you would probably have an over exaggerated dialogue. I mean, people don't always speak that way, the way that, you know, it's like just like when you're watching a cartoon or an action movie or something, things are exaggerated, right? And so they just drop like tons of bullets, and like, so if you get hit by this, you're getting hit by like 10 bullets at once. This guy gotta like focus. Oh, this is a cool looking ship. See, this is why I like Type 3. See how fast you can go. Like, I think with Type 1 or Type 2, you'd have a hard time with this. Well, I mean, I bet some people are super good at this. Are there oh shit. Are there competitions for shoot 'em ups? Sure there are, right? There's like tournaments. Does this game have tournaments? It has a leaderboard, right? Oh no. Oh man, it's like, what do? You got, like, you have to predict the way that they're going to be projected at some point. Like, and I feel like they're trial and error. Like, you have to fail a bunch of times to learn how to do it right, because you need to learn the patterns. But speaking of that, you learn the patterns when you're learning a language too. I feel like I'm being trapped by lasers here. This is probably bad. Oh no, bomb time. They're still not dead. I don't have a lot of power with Type 3. It's not the strongest. Gosh, it's not the strongest gun. It is fast. Helps with dodging. Got him. Ah. I want to read chat, but I really can't. I got to get to a boss or something. Hold on, chat. If I look away, I'm just okay. I don't know if I needed a bomb right there. Got him. Okay. Oh no. All right, here we go. Gotta do circles. All right, there we go. Here's that ship again. Oh no, what's happening? I'm afraid to run into it. Can I collide with it? Am I allowed to fly over it? I can, but it shoots from those spots. Okay. It's like under me or something. There we go. Take it down. It's like a flying... I mean, yeah. I was gonna say flying aircraft carrier, but like, that's just a carrier. Break mode. See, what happens right now when you go into break mode is the pilot starts break dancing in the cockpit. You can't see it, but like, that's what's rendered underneath it. Just trust me. That's what happens. Wow, I don't know like how to dodge these. I'm sure they're hitting me. They're just probably not doing as much damage. All the stars. I'm getting good at the hiragana. Like, I mostly get them right now. I was trapped in the corner. I had to bomb. But the katakana, I still mess up a lot. And what the biggest thing that you have to understand when you're learning Japanese is it's more timed. And in English, it's very like language is very like accentuated. Like we stop on certain syllables longer than others. And English is extremely hard. The more I try to learn Japanese, the more I realize English is freaking hard. Like, I would consider myself close to a master of the English language, but that doesn't really help you very much in the next language you're learning. I suppose if I spent the next decade working on my Japanese every day like I'm doing now, I could probably work as a translator, but it would take a long time because you'd have to get your level up. You'd have to level up your Japanese. And right now, I couldn't hold a conversation. All I could do now is I could talk to you in Japanese, but I couldn't understand what you're telling me 95% of the time. And that's what takes a long time, because you have to get comfortable with the way it sounds so much, and you recognize the vocabulary. So what I'm doing is I'm learning at least one new word a day. I feel like bomb was appropriate right there. And I'm using Japanese, what's it called? Learn Japanese Pod 101 or something like that. Using their curriculum. But I'm also just spending time on Anki. Spending a lot of time on Anki. Making my own flashcard stuff. All right, okay. I beat it. There's a bunch of Learn Japanese games out there. I actually looked it up. Let's get this. Bombs reset. Hey. There's some of them. I mean, there's really not a lot of good ones, to be honest. There's this one. It's like Slime Forest or something like that. It's like Green Slime Forest. That one it's super like 8-bit, but it is good. Like it'll teach you the katakana, hiragana, and a lot of kanji. It used to be free, but now it costs $15. I played the free version, and even the free version's good. If you can get past the graphics. You got to get past the graphics, though. Like, you have to understand you're playing it for a specific reason, not for its amazing 8-bit graphics. Break mode. Break dancing in the cockpit. Yeah, like what I was saying earlier about like sayings. Like, I don't know, like I'm at the end of my rope or something. Like if you translated that in Japanese, it would be confusing. You're like, what do you mean end of your rope? Like what rope are you talking about? We're talking about something different. But it's more of like you have to understand the sayings. I'm sure there are lots of sayings in Japanese that don't like literally mean what it says, but it's a figure of speech. And until you get a lot of those down, it's going to be hard to have a conversation. So that's sort of the next thing that I want to focus on once I keep learning. Once I've learned enough vocabulary where I feel like I can try to have a conversation with someone, because I don't want to inconvenience somebody when I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't understand you. I'm sorry, I don't understand you. Can you slow down? And I know that's going to happen at the start, but I want to do my best before I try to engage and inconvenience somebody. I felt like I was going to use a bomb right there because I had so much. All right, it's fine. The soundtrack's really nice. I love the music in this game. It's exactly what it needs to be. Oh. It's like a high octane. You know, it kind of feels 16-bit a little bit. I don't know, not really, because the synths are pretty high quality. Figure of speech barely makes sense in English. You just know the meaning from context and experience, right? I'm trying to read. Realtron said English is one of the hardest languages to learn, and pretty sure which makes us natural born speakers. I'm doing very bad. Hard to read. And dodge bullets. This is why I put it on novice too. Yeah, English is tough. English is a tough language. I would say the hardest language in the world is probably Chinese. I'm gonna say it's probably Chinese. But I mean, Chinese is cool, but I mean, I'm not in. I can only do so much, and while I think learning all kinds of languages is a worthy endeavor, it's really a good use. Wow, how do you dodge that? You don't. You bomb. That's like where you have to save a bomb, and it, from experience, no. Oh, it's tough. Like, that's what I was saying. This game has a lot of trial and error fights. Ooh, that filled up my bomb meter. So you have to like go through it and learn some of the patterns. This RPG Maker game looks pretty decent. Yeah, if this was RPG Maker, this would be shockingly good. Oh, okay, so you can't fly over this. I have to just like dodge it, I assume. So it's the same fight, but now he's behind me? How is this fair? How is this fair? Oh no, he's back and he's pissed. Oh gosh, this is so strange. I don't know how to fight this. I just have to let him get up the screen more, and then when I can get underneath it, I can start damaging it. It'd be cool if you could flip your ship around in the future, and like maybe the next iteration of this game, flip your ship around and fire behind you. That would be pretty cool. But then, of course, the scrolling panoramics would be a little odd, because you're scrolling the screen up. I mean, actually, the background's scrolling down, but it's giving the illusion that you're going forward. I guess you're not supposed to kill that thing. You're just supposed to dodge. Oh, I ran into that. Dang. Learn Japanese to Survive is a good series. They are RPG Maker games. I looked at them. I thought about it. The first one has a lot of ratings, and it's pretty positive ratings. Learn Japanese to Survive on RPG Maker is got 1,500 something reviews, and they're mostly positive. But I mean, it's basically, I can do with Anki what that game does. So I felt like it's just putting it's just putting RPG Maker. It's just putting an RPG Maker game in the middle of my learning Japanese, not so much as a tool to help me learn it. And Anki's more straightforward. It gets rid of like you having to play an RPG that's, it's kind of slow paced, and you have like, so how that works is in battle, it shows you like hiragana and katakana. And then you're supposed to, each one of the titles is specific. Like one is for katakana and one is for hiragana. And I think there's a third one they put out for kanji as well. But it's like each attack is one of the like basic syllabaries. So it's like one of the symbols, right? One of the hiragana. And you see the symbol, but it's not spelled out in Romaji. And Romaji is like the English, I don't know what the right word is for it, but it's spelled out phonetically. It's like the English version of writing. It's like trying to spell out Japanese, but on an English keyboard. That's Romaji. So like, arigato, it would be a, which is the first kanji, ri, which is the second one, ga, it's the third one, to. And so you have arigato, and each one of those is a symbol, but when you spell it in Romaji, it's just one word, arigato. And the O also has a hyphen over it because you have a U at the end, actually, arigato. Which is just thank you. But if you learn anything, that's the first word you should ever learn, in my opinion, in Japanese, is just to died is to learn arigato. It just means thank you. If you want to be formal, you can say domo arigato gozaimasu, or you could just say arigato gozaimasu. In fact, you don't even need to say domo, and a lot of probably shouldn't say domo. You could just say arigato gozaimasu, and that just means thank you very much. But it's like respectful, or it's like you're talking to an elder or a boss or something. If you're just like on the street and you're ordering something, you can just be like arigato. or if you really enjoyed your meal or something and you want to be respectful, arigato gozaimasu, and that's thank you very much. Another one that I learned, another thing I learned, which I found was very interesting, is you need to show emotion in some of the things you say. Like if you want to say I'm sorry, if you don't show emotion, it's actually counterproductive, right? It's like if you say gomen nasai. Like, you don't want to just say gomen nasai because it's just like you saying, I'm sorry. Like, you know, how does that sound in English? I'm sorry. It's like you don't really care. Are you really sorry? So if you're going to say gomen nasai, if you're going to say I'm sorry, you have to be like, gomen nasai. Like, I'm sorry. You have to actually sound like you mean it. So that was an interesting thing I learned. And, of course, the Mora timed. This is a cool boss. Super cool boss. I like that one. I haven't got this far yet. Till now. Mora time means every syllable gets the same amount of time. So it doesn't matter if it's su, like TSU, or if it's it gets the same amount of time. And there's no like accenting any, there's no accentuating a word. Like, let me try to find a word in English that you would be like, chiropractor. Like chiropractor. Like, yeah, I don't know. It would sound more like chiropractor in Japanese. It's straightforward. Every syllable gets the same amount of time. There's still something worth fighting for. Try beating the level 5 boss without using a continue. Bro, I continued like 5 times. At least 5 times. So this was my total score. Is this a good score? I don't know. It's my personal best. 65.8 million. It's probably not good, to be honest. It's probably not good score. But it is a score. So I challenge you to get this game and beat my score. Drifty. There is a Dejika sale on right now. Dejika Games, the publishers, has a sale, and there are a lot of their titles are up to 90% off. This one isn't 90% off. It's kind of newer, and I think it's, I don't know. I don't want to say a number. I think it is 15% off right now. I could be wrong. It might be 20% off. You can go to the Steam page. I put a link in the YouTube description. If you scroll down the YouTube description, you can see a link straight to this Steam page. Of course, if you're watching on Steam, you just scroll down and look, and you can see it right there. There we go. Let's return to title. Game over. Thanks for playing. You're welcome. Please try again. Okay, this time I want to try type 1 ship. That was type 3. You move around faster. You don't have as much strength. I'm going to start on... I'm going to do novice again. Okay, don't crucify me. You cannot select this mode in novice version. I'll get destroyed. Okay, so I'm going to play original. This was boost mode. I'm going to play original. I think I'm going to game over, but it's okay. And we're going to use the original type 1 this time. So I'm going to move slower, a lot slower, but we'll hit quite a bit harder. So let's try this one. Tutorial mode. Wrath says communicating is part of your personality. It's like you have to relearn how to be yourself in another language. Yeah, that's true. I also believe that like once you start learning the language, I don't need this tutorial. You just go. Once you start learning the language, you can start thinking in the language. But at first, you're just translating yourself in another language. And I feel like I'm still there. I don't feel like I'm thinking in Japanese. I feel like I'm still thinking in English, and I'm translating my English into Japanese. So that's why I don't feel like that's another reason. I mean, obviously, I don't have enough vocabulary to hold a conversation, to even understand what's being spoke to me. So, yeah, I can immediately feel how much slower this is compared to Type 3, the Type 3 ship. This is Type 1 here. But I do also notice that things die faster because the gun hits a lot harder. Look how fast those big ships die. So you do a lot more damage, but you're going to miss more stars going back and forth because you don't have that quick speed and reflex as the Type 3 ship has. I still like Type 3 ship better, even though it hits weaker. But I think once you learn enough of the vocabulary, you'll stop thinking in in just your native language, and you'll start thinking in the language you're speaking instead of just translating yourself into that language. But it takes a while for that to happen. I would say maybe years, maybe at least a year, depending on how many hours a day you're putting into it. And I would say on average, I'm probably putting like half an hour, maybe an hour a day. Of course, the first couple weeks, I was putting several hours a day to get started until I found a method that seems to work. And it was kind of frustrating, even though I was spending hours, I wasn't seeing a ton of progress. But it wasn't until I found Anki, and you know, you kind of just have to tell yourself that you're going to take it serious. And if you decide you're going to do it, you have to do it every day. Because what happens is your brain is like, do I need to know this? Do I need to know this temporarily, or do I need to know this forever? And if you want your brain to be like, I need to know this for a long time or forever, you have to do it every day. You have to expose yourself to the language every day. And it's even better if you limit the amount of other language you have in a day. Like, so like if I were to be around people who didn't speak English, I would learn a lot faster. But the thing is, everybody I speak with, they only speak English for the most part. At least that's how we communicate. And so it is slow when you have to speak English for 99% of your day, and then 1% of the language that you actually verbalize is the one you're learning. So to speed that up, you want to try to limit how much you're speaking in your native language, and force yourself to find the things find the words, find the vocabulary to express yourself. I'm learning a lot of Japanese words, but right now they're just words. And it isn't like, although I am able to put some sentences together because I learned the sentence structure, which is really important to know. A lot of the times you can omit the subject, like you don't have to say like I. If I'm talking to you about something that I did, I don't always have to say I did this thing. I could just say like, and I see this happen in English too. It's like, went to the store and bought this thing. And I see this happening usually in Zoomers, because I think language changes over time. I think maybe Japanese evolves faster in some ways, because the traditional way you would do like watashi wa, and that'd be like I, but you don't really have to do that as much anymore, because people will already know the subject that you're talking about. You can say like, went to the store and got some candy, and like they're gonna know. Even though if you wanted to be 100% proper, you would say I went to the store. I went to the store. But like, you don't always have to do that, especially in Japanese. And of course, the more learning that is more time was a big like, oh, aha moment. And then it helped me to pronounce things better, because I didn't because now I know you don't have to like accent certain syllables or whatnot. Everything will have the same pace. Every syllable will have the same pace as the last one, as the one in front of it, the one behind it. More time, it's just straight across. Also, the topic that you're talking about will go first, and that would be most important. And in English, it's backwards. I used to think that, like, when I was learning Spanish, because I know a little bit of Spanish, un poquito, es todo, that it was backwards. Like, oh, Spanish is a backwards language. But the more I look at other languages, I see that English is the backwards language, because English is the one that puts all of the descriptors in front, and then it gives you the noun. It gives you the noun at the end, like the brown fluffy teddy bear. And so the teddy bear is the subject, but that's at the very end in English. In other languages and in Japanese, it's not at the end, it's at the beginning, and you describe it afterwards. And I mean, like, I think that's like, once you understand some of that, you can start to tie sentences together better. I like this boss because it makes you focus, but it's not overly complicated. Yep. Good boss. I'm playing on normal mode this time. Type 1, normal mode. This is like the vanilla. I mean, it's not arcade playthrough, but it's vanilla playthrough. This game has a ton of modes and 3 different types of ships to use in each of those modes. So if you get really good and you learn all the patterns, you can really challenge yourself. Wrath of Wood says, I've been dropping the A-E in English a lot just by bad habit. Or like the A and the I. Yep. Yeah, in Japanese, bought fruit bowl or bought something like you would, instead of I bought a fruit bowl, it does sound more robotic if you include all of the, like the target and every every syllable. But one of the most complicated things that is going to take the longest is getting the... This is the hardest boss. Because... Gotta get these legs. I'm just going to try to bomb it. Break mode! This will be good. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Don't die, don't die. I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good this time. Ah! Those claws, though, they'll just kill you immediately. They don't have a lot of leniency. Yes! All right. We're doing it. I know I got quiet there. I'm focusing. I'm doing pretty well though. What I was trying to get to was like the figures of speech, like the things you say that are not to be taken literally, like the sayings. Oh, I ran into it. We'll get it. We're gonna get it. Gets intimidating. It's like so close. You get claustrophobic, like all the way at the bottom of the screen. I'm trying to like juke it. There we go. Get some damage. I used a bomb there. I don't know if it actually went through. It didn't. Must have just took hits. I'm getting cornered. Ah! Yes. Like, I figured... I'm doing very well. Hold on. I'm going to hold that thought until I dodge these. Ah, I freaking... Got him. Okay. Like, one thing when you're putting sentences together, like you'll put the specific, what is it? I want to say word, but that doesn't make the noun, the person, place, or thing. You put it at the beginning in Japanese. Like, okay, if I want to say like where is something, I would say that thing first, and I would be like wa doko desu ka? So I would say like hospital, where is it at? Instead of in English, you would put that at the end. You would say, where is the hospital? Where can I find the hospital? I learned the word for hospital, but I forget. I knew it. I have it in my Anki's, my Anki flashcards. But you would say that word and then wa doko desu ka? Like where's that at? Right now, I'm struggling to learn all of the connecting words, like moreover, of course, meanwhile. Like, I'm learning those right now, and they all sound very similar. Sono Aida. You have for of course you have Moshiron des. And of course, like when I'm not dodging a million bullets, I can recall slightly better. But I still have to stop and think about a lot of them, and that stops me from actually putting my thoughts together in a way that will be cohesive for a full conversation without like some sort of obvious distraction. So I'm not going to inconvenience somebody, but I do want to talk to people in Japanese, even though it's going to be hard. But I know that I'll be able to do that eventually if I keep learning more vocabulary. Ooh, big lasers. Which is going to be fun. It'll be rewarding. It's a lot of work staring at a screen, you know, when there's so many other tempting things to distract you. But like, it's rewarding in the end. Like, there is a payoff, and you do get a dopamine rush when you're learning. Like, when you get it down, when you're like, oh, I know how to do that, whatever that thing is, you know. This translates not just to learning a new language, but to learning a new skill, whether that's like an instrument. It's the same trick. I'm learning Japanese in the same way that I learned to play guitar and piano and clarinet. And the trick to that is to constantly having it out, not putting it away in the case. Because if you have your guitar in the case, you're much less likely to play it. And you're also telling your brain when it's put away that I don't need to take that out right now. And so subconsciously, you're underplaying its value. But what you should do is have it right next to you, kind of in your way a little bit, as long as you're not going to break it or damage it or something, kind of slightly in your way. I mean, not obviously in your way, but like just where it's within a grasp at a moment's notice. Like you're waiting for like an ad to finish playing, and you pick up your clarinet and play, your saxophone and play it. You pick up your guitar, and you don't need to play for a long time. That's the thing. You don't actually have to play it for hours when you grab it. In fact, sometimes that'll wear you out, especially with some instruments like a clarinet or a saxophone, because your jaw will, the muscles will get tired, and you'll have to wait for your chops to come back. But if you were to, all the bullets, if you were to just play it for 5-10 minutes every so many hours, you're going to get much more value out of that time if you do that multiple times a day than if you were to just play it for 1 hour a day. Like, playing it 1 hour a day all at one time is good. Don't get me wrong. That's really, really good. Doing something for an hour every day is fantastic. However, if you were to play, let's say, 20 times a day, but only 5 minutes, that would be far greater. That would do much better. And because what happens is you can only do so much before your brain has fatigue. And also, if you do it at once, you kind of compartmentalize and you say, this is when I need to do this, and your brain will be good at it for that hour. But then if you're put on the spot, you won't remember how to play the song. You won't remember how to do something because you're not in that zone. You're not in that mood, and it'll feel more foreign. But if you were to play your instrument or try to learn your language 20 times a day for 5 minutes, then you're going to be much more familiar when you're put on the spot to do it. And that's sort of how I do. Obviously, I don't do it 20 times a day. I should. That would be better. But I would say, a few times a day at the minimum. And sometimes I spend hours. When I'm getting like a dopamine rush from learning, because when I feel the progress, or like, oh, I learned how to put something else together, big lasers. And I obviously, if you're getting feedback and you're getting a positive result, you're going to be more inclined to dedicate more time to it. But it is work, and like with anything, learning an instrument, learning a new instrument, learning a new language, it's going to take time, and it's going to take persistence. And it's easy to be demotivated. Oh shoot, it's easy to get demotivated when you're in the middle of it, because you're going to hit walls, and you're going to be like, man, I'm doing the same thing, and I don't feel like I'm getting better at it. But trust me, you are, as long as you're practicing the right way. Because, putting time into something is not the be all end all. Oh, I've done this for 5 hours a day. Well, what were you doing for 5 hours? What exactly were you doing? Were you just reading? Were you watching a video for 5 hours? You know, were you watching tutorials for 5 hours? Or were you actually in the, wow, are you actually like practicing it for 5 hours? You should be doing a combination of both, right? You should be exposing yourself to different sources, watching other musicians. I'm watching, right now, I'm exposing myself to Japanese bands. And I've actually found a couple of bands that I started to watch them just because I was trying to learn the language. But I ended up continuing to watch them, and now I'm a fan of a few of these bands because they're fucking awesome, pretty much. Like Wagaki Band, they're awesome. I really like their style, and I like the music of Wagaki Band, and now I like them not just because I'm trying to learn Japanese, but because I like them just personally. I like their music. Another one, another band that I found I really like is what's their name? It's like Ninjinisu. I forgot. Ninjinisu, something like that. There's a lot of bullets on the screen. Hold on. I still died. I knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, Ninjinisu. They're awesome, man. It's like these Japanese guys. They've been doing it for a long time, and they're like in their 50s now. And they play like, if you can imagine Metallica or like Dave Mustaine Megadeth, it's like that. It's like that, but you know, Japanese. And not only do I enjoy watching those videos of them doing their songs because I'm learning Japanese and I'm subtitling and I'm trying to translate what he's saying and everything, what they're all saying, but also because I like the music in general. What's up, Drag? How you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in. We're just playing. We're playing Crimzon Clover, World Explosion. This is a game by Yatsubane Adventure Planning Services, published by Dejika Games. And I'm sponsored by Dejika to play this. Thank you so much, Dejika. You guys are awesome. And we're basically we're rambling a little bit while we're playing. I kind of get off of, I get off track quite frequently, but I think we do a good job of reeling it back into the game. I talk about this game mostly, but then I've kind of been talking about miscellaneous things about learning languages. Like Drag is a really good friend. I love you, Drag. You're awesome. And he speaks in French, and he's learned English as a native French speaker. That's incredibly impressive because yeah. Right? Because English is freaking hard to learn. I found it easy because it was the only language I had to learn, at least until I started learning programming languages. But it was the only speaking language I ever had to learn. So I found it easy, and I still find English to be easy, but I can look at that in context of learning it as if it wasn't my first language, and I can admit that it is complicated and backwards. English is really complicated and backwards because even the way things are pronounced, they're not always spelled phonetically the same. Like, let's look at giraffe, all right? That's got a G, right? Giraffe. But what about gi? Like a gi, right? G-I. That's pronounced, it's spelled, starts off the same, right? Gi and G, but in English, it's spelled G-I, but in the context, it may have a gi or a G sound. G-I or G or J-I. And it's hard to know when to change the phonetics. That's mind melting. English is mind melting to learn. So I have a lot of respect for Drag. Not just for the fact that he's learned English very well, but because he does a lot of stuff for me. He's also helped code different stuff for me. But yeah, if you learn a second language, I have a lot of respect for you, and I know that's super challenging. And I think that's a cool thing to do, and I'm surprised that I haven't tried to seriously learn Japanese as long as I've been I mean, I'm probably not the biggest weebo because I know a lot of people are way more bigger weebos than me. But like, I've always liked Japanese culture, and I've always wanted to speak Japanese, and I would like to be able to speak Japanese with the people that I work with, because a lot of them speak Japanese natively, and I think that was the kind of the tipping point. Is like I think it was through Discord when I was like, all right, you know, there's enough people I know now that would be able to this boss is so hard. I'm getting destroyed. This is I know I said the guy with the claw was the hardest boss, but that one may take the cake. That's another one. Take the cake. That's a saying in English, but if you translate it into another language, it would be confusing. Like, what cake? What are we talking about? Food now? and I hope that eventually I'll be able to learn all of the sayings in Japanese. That'll be a hard one for sure. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Oh, I was close. I was close to dodging all of these bullets. Huh. Let's get that recover. Need to keep that clarinet close just in case you get the inspiration. Yeah, exactly. I am doing poor. I'm doing very poor on this level, this stage. Poorly. I was doing well. I think in this stage, the Type 3 ship does work a little better. But I don't know, that's debatable, because those swirling guys that are super duper hard. Oh, I just got destroyed. Those the swirling guys that shoot the lasers around. So many bullets. Oh, I'm doing terrible. I apologize. I apologize. This stage has got my number, man. It's just super hard. You're decent at... Oh, I was reading. Sorry about that. You're decent at counting and numbers in Japanese from martial arts as a kid. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, I'm continuing to die. This game is lenient in that it's letting me do lots of continuing. The goal is to beat it without having to use a continue, but that's just not going to happen with my skill level. I tried to dodge. Little. This will definitely keep your mind busy, though. Like, if you're focusing on your ship and dodging, there's so much. It's a good distraction. These games are fun. I mean, obviously, they have an audience. Shoot 'em ups is a genre that's been around for a long time, and it's not going anywhere. And they all offer different things. I'll be playing another shoot 'em up tomorrow as well. Sponsored by Dejica Games. Tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern. Oh, bomb. Break mode, no! Double break mode! Oh yeah, I've never seen the green lasers. What do you do against this? You bomb, right? I'm out of bombs. Oh no, what do you do against that? Like, what are you supposed to do? You have to save a bomb for that. You need to learn the fight and save a bomb for it. Oh, that was just my bad. I panicked. The lasers got close and I panicked. Whoa. There we go. There we go. Hey, Cruz, how you doing? He says, just curious, but have you used the outer self-switch plugin? Pretty amazing, maybe video tutorial worthy. It made my life a lot easier in RPG Maker MV. I have a tutorial coming up next week. Somebody sponsored a video and said, hey, I want to do this for MV. And I'm like, hey, I'm not really making the MV specific tutorials. It has to be an MZ as well. And they're like, you know what? I don't want a refund. I will take that tutorial in MZ. And I'm like, you know what? Well, then you got yourself a tutorial. I just have to find time to make it. So next week, I'm going to be working on a new tutorial for Shiny Blue Dragon. Thank you, Shiny Blue Dragon, for sponsoring a tutorial video. That is a thing I offer on my Patreon. You'll have to find it on your own. I'm not going to plug it, but it's there. I suppose I did plug it. If you look for it. It will be a gathering system. He's looking. I have gathering system tutorials for RPG Maker MV, but he has specific needs, and we're going to be using those specific needs as our guidelines for the build, and we will make a new gathering system based on his specific needs, and it should be fun. It should be good. We're probably going to be using some paid plugins for it. So, I mean, I hope that's cool because it'll make it so much easier. I'll try to do as much of the system and eventing without scripting, without any plugins as possible so that it's like really simplified. But at some point, I already know it's going to be much easier to incorporate, you know, the work of previous people vis-a-vis plugins for RPG Maker MZ. Is your self switch an innie or an outie? It's an innie. What about your self switch? Is your self switch a 1 or a 0? I don't know. Which one's an innie? Is that a 0? 1 sticks out? Yeah, I would say that probably a 0 is the innie. My self switch is a 0. Extra life. Hey, I must have got enough points. I think that's how that works. I think this is the second to last stage. I'm doing better at using my bombs this time around. The more you play it, the better you get. Like most things, like learning an instrument, like learning a new language, the more you do it, the more time you allocate and dedicate to it, the better it will be. I found what has, I am making progress, and I find what is working for me is not sticking to one specific method. Those little cones are faster than the bullets. At least it feels like they are. I'm listening to Japanese music. I'm watching specific tutorials. I'm following a curriculum, Japanese Pod Learn 101 or something like that. Forgot exactly the name, but I get emails from them all the time, and every day they put a new word out, and I put that word of the day in my Anki as a new flashcard, and I put it in the Learning Japanese channel of the Discord. Links in the description if you're following me, if you're watching on YouTube. Driftwood Gaming on YouTube. I have a Discord. You can discord.gg/driftwoodgaming if you're interested in, that's the word I was looking for, coming and hanging out with us. Most of us are just game developers who like to play video games, and we just kind of just chill, talk about stuff, other video games, plugins, stuff like that. There's lots of different channels. It's where we just hang out every day. We have, we're officially partnered through Discord. They sent me a hoodie. It's really awesome. Discord is a fantastic company. I put a picture of it on the Twitter. If you want to check that out, it's pinned on my Twitter, twitter.com/driftwoodgaming. We have thousands of members. Really fun. Oh no, this is the one where I have to like stay above. I don't like this part. This part is, I feel claustrophobic because it like crowds me. I'm like, things are attacking me from the top, and it's like my safe zone at the bottom is intruded upon by this giant mechanical spider that I already beat once, and I have to just kind of hover in the center and dodge a million bullets. I'm doing better this time around though, which is what you'd expect, what you'd hope for, right? Another thing to understand and learn about it is everybody learns at a different speed, at a different pace, and you may not get the results you want immediately. And that's why I recommend trying to learn in different ways and trying to learn frequently. Like, try lots of times throughout the day, whatever that thing is, whether you're learning a language, whether you're learning an instrument, work on that a little bit, a lot of the time. Like, work on it for a few minutes, many times in the day. Have your guitar next to you at arm's length. Don't take it out of the case just once a 1 hour once a day. Oh, I was about to use my bomb. I really wanted to do it right there. Instead, keep it out of the case and pick it up several times a day for a few minutes and try to do one thing. Try to do one little thing. Oh, this stage is so hard. All right, we'll get it. I feel like I trap myself sometimes by my movements. Like, I'm not moving correctly or fast enough, or like I'm not tricking the AI enough. Like, because I know in a lot of games, when the AI is tracking you, if you keep moving to the right, it's going to start leading you and aiming to the right of you. So you can use that to your benefit by like going to the right and then going left to dodge. So you lead all of the bullets to go one direction, and then you can go to the other direction. Star bullets. That little warning thing, I thought it was a laser coming out to hit me. I'm not sure. I don't think I've used outer self switch. Is that like a meta plugin where you can like recall self switches outside of the game save? Because I've seen plugins that do that, metadata. I think Vigistella has a metadata plugin. We held a game jam one time, and the winner, I think it was the second place or first place winner, I think it was called Metastasis. I know it scored well, and it was a really cool idea because it basically would make you save and load. Wow, this is I got stuck. See, you have to learn the move. Oh, I didn't expect a big ass laser right in the middle, but I should have, right? Judging by the way it looks. Anyway, that threw me for a loop. This is a tough boss too. Maybe I go up here and then I go like this and I have to keep moving. Hey, that did something. And like, anyway, you would have to like save and load the game, but even when you loaded the game, some of the changes that you made after saving the game would take effect, which would, that's the whole point of it, would be meta. Like, you can get a treasure chest, save the game, and then do some changes, and then when you load the game, like, the treasure chest would be there again based on some of the based on what you did. If you hit a reset on, I don't know, I guess I'm not doing a good job of explaining it, but I'm not sure what is it called. I'm reading outer self switch. I'm not sure what that plugin even does. What do? What do? Oh, you can destroy these beams by shooting the head of them, can you? No, the bullets are going, lasers are going through them. Oh, they have a length. They just have a specific length. Huh. Huh. Boom. Oh yeah. I like this. This is cool. Isn't that cool? Break mode. Oh, that one got me. See, Type 3 is better. Oh, I got squished. Type 3 is better here because you're faster. You can get in and get out without doing as much damage. Or, you know, or with... you can get in and get out and still do damage. You can get in and out faster. I almost got him, and then I messed up. And I was trying to focus and fumbled. It happens. It's all good, though. I had to continue more this time. I feel like I did better with the Type 3 ship. I'm not sure how many continues I used, but I will be able to tell based on the final score if I did better or not. I did boost with the Type 3, and then I did normal with the Type 1. I think I got like 68 million last time. Was it 68 million or is it 86 million? Bonus? Whoa, wait, bonus total. That's a lot more than millions. There's still something worth fighting for. Try beating the level 5 boss without using a continue. Yeah, right. I won't be able to do that. I know some people can, but that is beyond my skill level. Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 3 billions. Okay, so I think I got a lot more, right? 1, 2, 3, 3.8 billion. Personal best. Maybe the scoring is just different depending on the type. If you're using boost or original, you have different score. But here I got 4.3 billion. I don't feel like that's a really good score, but I mean, at least I saw it through. Hold on. That's on boost. Yeah, see, that's a different type of score. I got 10 billion. Billion, yeah. Here I got 11.6 million. And here I got 10 billion. I feel like it's it's just kind of, I mean, it's arbitrary to begin with. It doesn't really matter. All right. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream. We went through 2 playthroughs there. Thank you so much to Dejica Games for sponsoring this, the publisher of this game. This game is called Crimzon Clover. It's available on Steam, obviously. You can buy it. It's really cool. I recommend it. It is by Yotsubane Adventure Planning Service, published by Dejica Games. And yeah, that's it. You can join us on Discord, discord.gg/driftwoodgaming. Come hang out with us. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/driftwoodgamingmv. The MV is from RPG Maker MV, that's basically the most of my channel is RPG Maker MV tutorials, but I have a lot of MZ tutorials as well. And I will be doing another tutorial next week, a special request tutorial on a harvesting, crafting. It's more of a harvesting type system. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow because I'll be live streaming if you're so kind to show up. Tomorrow I'll be live streaming again on this YouTube channel, but also on the Steam page for another game, Castle of Shikami, and that is another shoot 'em up, and it's going to be fun. I'd hopefully like to see you guys there. If I see you, then say hi and join us on the YouTube. Love you guys very much. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate everything you do to the publisher of this game. Love you guys. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.